Well, good evening, everyone. My name is Brad Bergstrom, and I'm lucky enough to be the superintendent here at Sauk Rapids Rice Public Schools. And I want to welcome you to the February edition of Storm Forecast. It's been a little while since we've had a chance to connect, as we didn't have a session in January, so December was the last one. So happy to have everybody here and glad that you are joining us tonight. For those that may be new, welcome. We enjoy having new people come and listen in on these sessions. Our purpose behind the Storm Forecast is for me to share information with you about things that are going on in the district, but it's also an opportunity for you to ask me questions, and I look forward to doing that. If you have been here and joined us in the past, welcome back. Glad to have you here. For those that are new and would like to know, well, how am I going to ask Superintendent Bergstrom a question? In the comments section, please go ahead and type out what your question is. And we have people that are here that will take a look at those questions, and then they'll write them on a post-it for me. I'll reach over and I'll try to grab that post-it and answer the question for you. If I cannot answer it, I'll make a note of it, and I will go ahead and at the next meeting, I'll get the answer by then. Sometimes I do have the ability, and if there's enough time, I use my phone and I can text people to see if they can give me an answer as well. So sometimes I can get the answer before we're done. Sometimes we gotta wait till the end. So at the end of the day here, I'd like to go ahead and get started with this session. Just a gentle reminder that for our people who are joining us, this is a school event, and sometimes I share information or people have opinions in terms of the information that's shared that they don't necessarily like or appreciate. This is not a session for people to share their thoughts and views. Rather, instead, it's an opportunity to ask me questions, and I'm looking forward to getting any questions that I might have. And okay, so with that, if you have a question, go ahead and write it in. In the meantime, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take some time and start to begin sharing some news about the district. And again, if you have questions, go ahead and write them in the comments section. Love to hear from you. So February is School Board Recognition Month in the state of Minnesota. So I'd like to take this moment to thank the board members and their dedicated, their leadership that they have. School board members devote many hours each week to providing leadership for our school district. And so I'd like to list who those members are. We have Ryan Bukowski, who is the board chair. We have Mark Hauk, who is our vice chair. Robin Holthaus is our board treasurer. Lisa Lloydell is the board clerk. Tracy Morse is a director. Dan Johnson is a director. And our newest member is Samantha Dwyer, who is also a board director. I consider it a privilege and an honor to be able to work with these 7 people. The tireless work that they do to make sure that the leadership of the district is going in the right direction, and it's a privilege for me to work with them, and I want to take this opportunity to publicly thank them as well. Now, sometimes when I do things like this, people might say, oh, you're just doing that because they're your boss. And the plain and simple fact is you don't know me very well then. I don't say things that are not accurate or I don't believe to be true. And so with that, I want to make sure that everybody understands it is truly an honor for me to work with them. And I thank them for their service that they do every single day to help make Sauk Rapids Rice the amazing district that it is. So again, February School Board Recognition Month. Thank you to our 7 board members and the tireless work that they do. The next item then that I'll talk about, I've not seen any questions yet, is something that's new that, in fact, it's going to be starting. We're recording this on Tuesday, February 6th. It will be starting on February 7th, tomorrow morning. And we're calling it News and Views. And what it is it's an opportunity for people in the community to connect with me, and also for me to be able to share information with community members that would like to come and meet with me. What we're going to do is every other Wednesday, two Wednesdays a month, I'm going to rotate between 3 different locations. I'm going to rotate between Coburn's Deli and their coffee area there. I'm going to be at Rock Creek, and then I'm going to be also at the Old Creamery over in Rice. And what I plan to do is spend some time sharing some information about what's going on in the district, but also answering questions and getting some feedback from the citizens in our community that would like to meet with me. These meetings are going to be held at from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. There's no set agenda. I will ask that people sign in case there's some information that I need to gather, and it's a way for me to share that with them. But again, it's open-ended. Come on in and ask your questions, or if you want to learn a little bit more about the district, it'd be a great opportunity. Our first meeting is going to be February 7th at Colborne's. Then on the 21st, then we're going to be going to Rock Creek, I believe that it is, and then we'll move into March. And that first Wednesday in March will be at the Old Creamery, and then we'll start that rotation over. Right now, we're going to have them scheduled out through the 1st of May, and we'll kind of wait and see how things are going, where it's at. If things are going well and there's lots of participation, I'd like to continue to do that through the month of May and into the summer, but we'll kind of see how this goes. So again, it's an opportunity for people in the community to reach out and ask me some questions. It's an opportunity for me to share some of the great things that are going on in our district. And again, we'll start the first one on Wednesday, February 7th, and that will be at Colborne's Deli. And it's a great opportunity called News and Views, an opportunity for people to ask me questions, also for me to share information about our school district. Looking forward to getting this started on the 7th. I'm looking right here, not seeing any questions, so I'm going to continue with some of the information that I want to make sure that I get shared with everybody. So we already are starting the process for planning for the 24-25 school year. We've got the high school that has been asking our 9th, 10th, and 11th graders to register for classes. We've had this year's 8th graders come to the high school in the evening for a meeting, talking about registration and what it's going to be like to be a 9th grader. Well, we're also planning for enrollment for students for 24-25. And on December 11th of 2023, the Sauk Rapids Board of Education adopted its annual resolution authorizing non-resident enrollment for the 24-25 school year. This is the 3rd year that we have done this, and while the non-resident enrollment dates have moved around a little bit, we want to make sure that we are aware, making people aware for non-resident enrollment that it will be open from February 1st, which means it opened up last Thursday, and will be open through February 29th. It will be on a first-come, first-served basis, and it will also be depending upon if we have room. So we have grade level caps that we have put into place, and so if a grade level is above that number, or at that number or above, then we do not allow non-resident enrollment. If it is below that, then that can certainly take place. If you would like more information on non-resident enrollment, please visit our website at isd47.org/enroll. So again, we are currently in the open window time for non-resident enrollment to take place in our district. That window will be open from February 1st to the 29th. We have grade level caps at each of the grades, so it's 340 for grades K through 5, and it's 365 for grades 6 through 12. If those numbers of enrollment are beyond that, we do not allow enrollment. And the other piece that I'll share with this is sometimes we have families that have more than one child that would like to non-resident enroll into our district. And we want to make sure that families are aware that if there is a grade level of one child that is at its capacity, then none of the family members will be allowed to open or to do non-resident enroll in our district. And the other important piece with this is for people to know that the district reserves the right to determine which building that is going to be in. We certainly will take suggestions from families in terms of which building they would like to go to, in particular at the elementary level. We only have one middle school, only one high school, but when it comes to the elementary level, if a grade level is full or we need to do some leveling, we may come back to the family and say, your first choice is not available. If you want to enroll, here is the school that has the capacity to take on additional students, and the district reserves the right to do that. Taking a look here, and I'm not seeing any questions yet, so I'll continue on with the theme of looking at 24-25. And right now we have Sauk Rapids Rice early childhood registration for next year is open. In fact, if you go to the early childhood space on our website, it pops up. There's a little window that lets everybody know that we're starting this. We are very excited to be providing more offerings this year to meet the needs of families and students. We have something that's truly unique. We have before and or after school childcare, which we call Kids Club, at both Hillside and Rice. And I think the piece that's really important with this is we have it for both 3-year-olds and for 4-year-olds. And it's not, you will see some that have for 4-year-olds. You do not see very many, if any at all, that are offering for our 3-year-olds. So again, we can provide that before and or after school childcare through our preschool kids club, and we'll offer that at both Hillside and at Rice. And I also want to let you know that we are offering for our students who are a part of Hillside, we will be offering summer daycare like we have been doing at Rice, and so that is another option that's going to be available. Okay, so we have more offerings and more days per week. We are following the Sauk Rapids Rice K through 12 schedule, so there's not 2 different calendars for preschool kids as versus the high school kids. And again, if you wish to enroll, go to our website. It's www.ec.isd47.org/preschool. Again, that is ec.isd47.org/preschool, or please feel free to call 255-8910 for more information. Very excited about our preschool registration. It opened up here just last week, and as of today, we have 100 students who are registered next year for early for preschool. And so if you're interested in preschool registration, we urge you to register as soon as you possibly can. Looks like we have a question. So if there is a shortage of teachers, the question is, if there's a shortage of teachers for the projected caps, would the grade caps be changed? So what we have agreed to do is that we are trying to stay within the current structure that we have, but if we have resident and non-resident numbers that would look to have an increase, and we have grade, I'm going to back up. We have grade level targets that we have established at each one of our grades. So if we move beyond those and we are underneath where our targets are at, or the number of staff that we have, then we would look to hire an additional teacher to make that work. The reality is that doesn't happen very often, but sometimes it does. But again, we are not going to hire more staff, or excuse me, we're not going to bring in more students than what we have the space to be able to handle. So again, if there's a shortage of teachers for the projected caps, which in most cases we should be okay with that, but if that is the case and we have a need for an additional staff member, we would be willing to do that because we would have the students to support that. At the end of the day here, one of the questions, or coming back to the concern, is class sizes becoming too large. And I'll reiterate this. We have class level targets for each of our grades at the elementary level, and then we have an advocacy level for that. It is not the intention of the district to move beyond what those class targets are. And if there is enough students to warrant adding another staff member, we will certainly do that. And we feel like we can do that, and because of the additional students that are there. Most of our grade levels are in a good position in terms of where we're at for staffing, but I want to reassure everybody that we would not increase our class size targets to accommodate students who might be non-resident enrollment. That's not what we're going to do. Any other questions? Okay. Speaking of 24, 25, I've talked a little bit about our planning with regards to the non-resident enrollment window option. We've talked about preschool registration. And the last item I want to talk a little bit about is the storm class of 2037. So that will be next year's kindergartners that will be coming in. We are very excited to be welcoming our incoming kindergartners to school for starting in the fall of 2024. We're going to have an open house, and I want to make sure everybody's aware of that date. The open house is March 13th from 5:30 to 7, and it will be at each of the elementary buildings. So there'll be one at Mississippi Heights, there'll be one at Pleasant View, and there will also be one at Rice. And if you have more information, if you'd like more information, go to our website, and that's www.isd47.org. So again, storm class of 2037, kindergarten open house, March 13th from 5:30 to 7. And we really encourage families to come. Sometimes people think, well, I haven't registered yet, or I'm not sure how to do that. We will also have resources to support families in making sure that the registration process gets done. It certainly helps us with planning. The more we know on the front end, the easier it is for us to plan. So we've got another question here, and it's asking, what are your elementary class size caps? And I'm going to try to remember these from heart. I cannot remember the kindergarten level, but at first grade and second grade, our class sizes are 24 and 22 to 24, and then the advocacy level is at 26, and then at our third, and you know what? Let me do this right here. I'm starting to guess, and I don't like to do that. So let me come back and see if I can find very quickly on my computer here our enrollment information so that I can make sure that I have those numbers correctly. So bear with me here for a moment as I take a look at where we are at for enrollment for 2024. Yep. Sorry, I was trying to do a little digging here in regards to, thought maybe I had found it. Let me see here. Again, sorry for the pause, but I want to be able to get at answering people's questions. And let me try one other place right here. Oh, and I found it. Okay. So class targets at the kindergarten level are 19 to 20. Our advocacy level where they can seek another teacher is at 22. Our first grade is class targets 24, advocate at 26. Same thing for second grade, same thing for third grade. And then at fourth and fifth grade, it's class targets at 28 and advocate at 30, and both for fourth and fifth grade. And these were targets that were set back in 2018, input from staff and input from administration. And so that is where we are at. Okay, so again, to the question of what are your elementary class size caps, it is 19 to 20 at the kindergarten level, it is 24 at first, second, and third grade, and then it is 28 at grades 4 and 5. Again, my apologies for the delay in getting you that information, but I wanted to make sure that I had it accurate, and I felt like I was starting to guess where those numbers were. Okay, I don't see any other questions at this time, so I'm going to move on to one of the things that I've moved away from a little bit and I want to come back to is this idea of that we are hiring. We are always looking for great people to come and join our team. We're seeking dedicated, enthusiastic individuals to join our substitute team. And whether it be at the classroom level, whether it be in our custodial or with our administrative assistants or food service, we are looking for people. If you have a passion for education and a flexible schedule, we want to hear from you. And so please feel free to reach out on the website. It's www.isd47.org. finalsite.com/human/substitutes. So that is the website. Otherwise, you can feel free to call the Human Resources Office here in the district, and they will certainly help get your questions answered and help you to get enrolled to be a substitute. The one thing I will share with you, we are looking absolutely for substitute teachers. You need to have at least a 4-year degree, and then you can get a short call sub license. So that is the one area where there is a license that's going to be needed. And again, we can help answer any of the questions that you might have. Again, we are always looking for substitutes. And as I like to call them, they are our guest teachers. And if you are interested in helping out, please feel free to get a hold of our HR office. Okay. The next item that I have for you has to do with the Sauk Rapids Rice Education Foundation. They are a tremendous supporter of the school district. Money that is raised from the fundraisers and the events that they do go to help purchase materials for teachers that our regular budget just is not able to support. And one of the big fundraisers that they have is the Stars of the Storm Talent Show, and that will be coming up here very soon. It will be on March 15th, and again, it is a fundraiser for the Sauk Rapids Rice Education Foundation, and as a part of that, there's a talent show. And so that if you have a talent and you would be interested in showcasing that at the Stars of the Storm for students K through 12, please reach out. You can go to isd47.org to sign up or call 320-258-1577. We also have a silent auction piece that's there. To me, one of the highlights, in addition to the talent show, there's also cupcakes that the culinary kids make, and they are absolutely the best. Mary Levinsky and her kids do an outstanding job with that. The cupcakes alone are worth the price of admission from my humble perspective. So if you're looking for something to do on Friday, March 15th, come on over to the high school, come in through door number 1. We've got our Stars of the Storm talent show. So in the PAC, we will be having students displaying their talents and their wares. We'll be having silent auctions. We'll be having kids demonstrating some of the work that they do. And then we'll also be having those amazing cupcakes that come from the culinary kids and Mary Levinsky's class. Thank you, Ms. Levinsky, for doing that. Again, we are looking at, that's Friday, March 15th. Auditions for this will be on Monday, February 12th. So that's just around the corner. That's next Monday. And auditions are going to be held in the choir room at the high school. And if needed, a sound system will be provided for your backing music. So again, Sauk Rapids Rice Education Foundation Stars of the Storm, happening March 15th. It's a Friday. Come on down if you're looking for something to do. It's a great opportunity to see some very talented students, to get some amazing cupcakes. There's some wonderful silent auction items as well. And then if you're interested in the talent show, trials will be held on the 12th, and that is this coming Monday at the choir room. Looks like we have another question. Yes. So the next one here is, I have a few concerns that I would like to address with you. How can I send you an email? Really, really simple. Thank you for wanting to do that. You can, by email, just give me 1 second here. So the best way is to reach out is to go to, it would be, the email address is info, I-N-F-O, at isd47.org. Again, that email is info at isd47.org. and I will get back to you as soon as I possibly can. All right, let's continue on then with looking to see if there's any other questions. Looks like we got some that are coming. So I'm going to start talking about upcoming events. This coming Thursday, February 8th, we've got conferences at our elementary schools. That's at all three schools. That's Mississippi Heights, Pleasant View, as well as Rice Elementary. So that's conferences 4 to 8 on Thursday, February 8th. And then there'll be no school for students on Friday, February 16th, on Monday, February 19th, which is President's Day, and Tuesday, February 20th. So the question here is, any word on how 5th grade will operate at Rice next year? Told they only have one teacher out of the temporary sub and large class size coming in. So one of the things that we do as part of our budgeting process is we take a look at, okay, here's the numbers that we have in a grade level and how many we're expecting to come to the next year. That's where we start to look at and see where those, where our class caps are at and what that's going to look like. And sometimes it winds up being that we have to move some staff around to make that work. Sometimes the current pieces stay where they're at. Yes, it is correct that we do have a long-term sub in that grade level, and we will be looking to go through the process for interviewing for that position. I would suspect we'll be doing that sometime this spring. So yet to be determined what that position will be like, and then that will be up to the principal and the work that they do with regards to the staffing plan for each year. And so no, I do not have any word with that, but please know that that's part of the budgeting process, and we'll be taking a look at that in the coming weeks. I'm not seeing any other questions right now, so I'm going to get back into upcoming events. Just a reminder again, as we've rolled into February here, we will not have school for students on Friday the 16th of February, on Monday the 19th, and Tuesday the 20th. There is professional development for our staff on Tuesday the 20th, and so our certified staff will be here for professional development. However, there will be no school for students that day. Another date here in February is on the 26th is the district band concert for grades 6 through 12. Always a great concert. Unfortunately for me, it's on the same night as a board meeting, so I'll come join that as soon as the board meeting is over. But that concert will be at the Sauk Rapids Rice High School from 7 until 9 p.m. and the district band concert for 6 through 12, again at the high school. And we'll ask that you enter in through door number 6. So every year we have the district band concert. It's always a great concert. We get to hear from students at the middle school. We get to hear from kids at the high school. It is a phenomenal concert. And then it'll be taking place in the gym, and we will ask that everybody enters in through door number 6. Do not come in the main door on the south side of the building. It's over on the west side. Come in through door number 6, which will allow easy access to get into the gym from there. Looking forward to being at that concert as soon as the board meeting is over. And then finally, Monday, March 4th, another important item is it's a high school PSEO information night. That's from 6:30 until 8. And so it's students who have expressed an interest in enrolling in PSEO. So you might ask, Superintendent Bergstrom, what's PSEO? It's post-secondary enrollment options. It is a program that has been around in Minnesota for quite a few years now, and it allows current high school students who meet certain criteria to be able to take classes at any of the schools that are in the area, including St. Cloud Technical and Community College, as well as St. Cloud State University and others that are in the area. And so if your child is interested in that, then they should have received an information packet in the mail, and the meeting will be held on Monday, March 4th, 6:30 to 8 and that will be in the Performing Arts Center. And again, please enter in through door number 6. Looks like we got a couple more questions. So the question here is, if a child has a negative experience with a teacher, is there a way to request for the younger sibling to not have the teacher in the future? So a couple things come to my mind with that. First of all, I'm truly sorry that there is a negative experience. I believe that our staff go to the nth degree to help make sure that we're having a positive experience. Now, sometimes, having been a former teacher, sometimes there is that situation where things don't go as smoothly as what we like. Again, I'm truly sorry. I really think it's important that you have a conversation with the principal to know where that's at, because ultimately at the end of the day, the principals and the teachers look to make a number of different data points that they use for how children are going to be placed into classes for the next year. I would hope that because there was a negative experience with one, that doesn't automatically disqualify another student from having that person, having that teacher. But again, conversations with the principal would certainly be warranted. And there is parents don't get to pick and choose where their child's going to be going. What we wind up doing is we have a number of different data points. But I think it's really important that you have that explanation or have that conversation with the principal. And here's the other deal, is that if that experience happened and is currently happening right now, there's still a lot of the year left. And I would hope that there would be a conversation to try and see if we can find a way to make that work. Because again, at the end of the day, I firmly believe, and as I'm in classrooms and I'm out there pretty regularly, what I see our staff doing and trying to prepare children for their learning, I think they're doing some amazing work. And again, please reach out and have that conversation with the principal. All right, I have one last item left in the upcoming events, and that's going to be on Tuesday, March 5th. We're looking at a high school choir concert here at the high school in the Performing Arts Center. I want you to make note that there's a unique time for this, and it's at 8:01 p.m. on Tuesday, March 5th. That's because we have the presidential nomination primary that's happening, and there can be no events, no meetings taking place between 6 p.m. and 8 p.m. And so the concert will still be happening on Tuesday, March 5th. We'll just be starting it at 8:01. Looks like I have another question here. So the question here is, are the packages for PSEO meeting still coming out in the mail? And I'm not sure if it's a package or if it's just communication that's taking place. What I would really prefer that you do is, rather than rely on me, is please reach out to the high school, to Principal Legrono, and let them know that you have not received any information yet, and they can either give you that information or make sure that they let you know that it's on its way. Okay? So at the end of the day, if there are packages, if there's the information that your child signed up or has expressed an interest in PSEO options and you haven't received any information yet, please reach out to Ms. Legrono at the high school office, and they can look to find out if it has been mailed and or get you the information that is needed. I'm looking around here and I'm seeing that we have no other questions at this time. I'll wait maybe just another minute or two to see if there are any other questions. I think I've gotten through everything that I need to get through here. Again, we've got a number of upcoming events. We've got conferences on February 8th. We've got no school for at the middle school, Mississippi Heights, PV, and Rice Elementary. We've got no school for kids on Friday the 16th, Monday the 19th, and Tuesday the 20th. We've got the district band concert for grades 6 through 12. That will be on February 26th. And then we also have PSEO Information Night, which is on the 4th. And again, students who express an interest in PSEO through the registration process received information in the mail regarding this meeting. If your child did and you haven't received anything, please reach out to the high school and let them know you have not gotten that information yet. And then again, this meeting will be in the Performing Arts Center. Please enter through door number 6. Same thing with the concert on the 26th. Make sure you enter in through door number 6. And then we have the high school choir concert, 8:01, because of the presidential nomination primary here in the state of Minnesota. That will be at 8:01 p.m. And I think we have one more last question. As I'm waiting for that, just a reminder that our next storm forecast will be Wednesday, March 6th. Remember, we're at 6 p.m., not at 7. We move that time up a little bit. And let me grab this last question. The question is, are there social and emotional counseling or classes at the high school? Absolutely, we have counselors at the high school. We have counselors, we have a social worker, and we have a number of resources to help support our students. If your child is having some challenges, please reach out to one of the administrators and they can help to make sure that your child gets hooked up, or a child that you know of that's having some struggles can help them to get hooked up with somebody. Again, we have some other resources as well to help support the needs of our students. We all know that that is one of the leading challenges that our youth today are facing. So yes, we have resources. Please reach out to the high school, talk with one of the administrators, and they can help get you connected in terms of where it needs to go. Well, you know, every once in a while, I get the answer right away. I love it. So when it comes to, I'm going to come back around to post-secondary enrollment options. I have some information here. Students register for PSEO classes through the online registration process. Students who register will then get a letter in the mail notifying them of a parent meeting. Letters are sent after the registration process closes. And so I don't know if, I think the registration process has closed. And so again, if you have some questions, please feel free to reach out to the high school office. So again, how the process works is that students will register when the registration process closes, then notification will go out. And I think the process has closed or will soon be closing. We'll get some clarification of that and move forward from there. Thank you very much. Thank you, Ms. Lagrono, for chiming in. I appreciate that. All right, I think that's it for tonight's update. Have a great rest of your day, a great month of February, and go Storm.